It's one of the all-time classics, The Lars, and There She Goes on Radio 2. And thank you for all your messages this morning. Listeners, as we travel to RAF Cranwell to attend our nephew's graduation as an RAF officer from a very proud auntie and uncle of Matthew. Congrats. And then, on the way after 9 o'clock, we have Richie, Billy and Una doing the shot put together. Cannot wait for that challenge to see who's going to win. And we've got a pick your own playlist, 3 songs from you on the way. I've seen the songs. They are amazing. All on the way. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 9 o'clock. This is Adam Porter. In the past hour, Ofgem has announced that changes to the energy price cap will be made every 3 months rather than the current 6. The energy regulator says the move will allow prices to reflect changes to wholesale gas and electricity costs more quickly and accurately. Ofgem's chief executive, Jonathan Brearley, says 2 big changes are needed to avoid a repeat of last winter when a number of suppliers went bust.
The first is that we have more robust, more proactive financial regulation of the market, and that is already in train. And secondly is exactly the change we're making today, which is your pricing regulation needs to adapt to a changing market. Now, the sort of things we're seeing in the market are things that no one imagined, even 2 years ago. So, of course, we have to change the way we do this.
The family of Archie Battersby have insisted they'll fight to get him moved to a hospice after the European Court of Human Rights rejected their 11th hour bid to postpone the withdrawal of his life support. They say they want the 12-year-old who's in a coma to have a dignified death at a place of their choosing. Interest rates could be increased to as much as 1.75% today in a bid to control rising inflation. The Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee is widely expected to approve a rate rise for the 6th time in a row as food and energy prices continue to soar. Torsten Bell from the Resolution Foundation think tank warned that inflation could hit 15% by spring next year.
What we can say with certainty is that the peak in inflation will be both higher than we previously expected, but also later. We thought this might be peaking at around 10% in the middle of the autumn, but we're now heading towards over 10%, and that peak won't come until the early part of 2023.
Taiwan says China has fired several ballistic missiles in the Taiwan Strait as part of Beijing's biggest ever military exercises in the area. China announced the drills in response to a visit to Taiwan by the Speaker of the US House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi. Taiwan's government says it's actively strengthening its self-defense capabilities. A new study has found that birds from every continent except Antarctica have been photographed nesting or tangled in rubbish. Around a quarter of the images show birds with discarded personal protective equipment. One of the researchers, Alex Bond, says face masks pose a particular problem.
Masks is not just one. It's not just one thing. You think about you've got the ear loops, which are made of sort of an elastic. You've got sheeting on them. You've got the rigid piece of flexible plastic that fits over your nose. So you've got a whole bunch of ways that wildlife can seemingly interact with this.
The actor Will Mellor and the TV presenter Kim Marsh have been named as the first 2 contestants for the new series of Strictly Come Dancing, which is due to start next month. Will Mellor said taking part was totally out of his comfort zone, but he was so chuffed to be appearing on his mum's favourite show. And the weather forecast, a largely sunny day with patchy cloud across much of the UK. Rain in eastern Scotland will gradually clear this morning, but by the afternoon there'll be some heavy scattered showers in the north of Scotland. BBC News.